right, welcome to this week's Q&A Thursday. I've got some index cards in my hand still because at the last live event, QLS Live 22, in the ballroom, September, we have sort of a protocol when we're at live events, and it was great because it was the first time back in the room in 3 years from COVID. And the students, just like you, the participants in the audience, just throw the questions that they have as we do certain sessions. They just throw them up on the stage in a basket if we didn't get to them, because sometimes in the live panels we get to a lot of them. But it ended up being where we had so much cool content, so many nuances, so many people adding content that we had a whole boatload of questions. So I'm going to keep rattling these off for you, and hopefully you'll get some content out of these. And by the way, stick around because I'm going to tell you, after I answer this Q&A and give you some content, I'm going to tell you how to get the Wicked Smart Summit ticket for 50% off. Because the amount of lives that were changed and that will be changed just as a result of that last QLS Live event, 22, is nothing short of amazing. I'm telling you right now. And yes, I'm biased because we ran it, but you asked the students what went on in that event, and you're not going to want to miss the summit. March 29 and 30, VIP ticket 31. Yes, you're going to want to be in the VIP room. And all you got to do is ask a couple of students why. Life-changing, okay? All right, this question is, can you discuss when a seller asks for interest with owner financing? Because we usually do principal only. Okay, so this is a little bit deeper discussion, and that is because I always want to know, I say to a seller outright, because it's got to be a win-win. We're not going to do deals, right? People aren't going to want to do deals with us. So I say to a seller, look, if they ask for interest, I have 3 variables, and if there's sometimes a 4th variable, and I call it a quadrant, the 3 I call a seesaw. Let me explain. I'll say to the seller, okay, you asked for interest or you require interest? Yes. All right, well, let me ask you this. What's more important to you, interest, price, or term? Interest, price, or term. I didn't bring up down payment. If they bring it up, I might drop the interest. If they bring up interest and down, I might use a quadrant instead of a seesaw, because then I say to them, I have like a seesaw here, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. I've got interest that you say you prefer. I've got the term and I've got the price. What's most important to you? Because I can't give you all 3, as you probably can understand. And they'll say, well, no, interest is the most important. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the drawing board and I'm going to work on my term and my monthly amount. But if they say, well, the monthly's super important and I got to have my interest. Okay, then I'm going to work the price, right? And I'm going to work the term. Whatever it might be, you got to just use a seesaw and be honest with them. So find out up front, is that the most important variable? Maybe it's price. Okay, so that's a short answer. And you can say it to them, and you can use the seesaw analogy or the quadrant. The quadrant, pick 4 variables. Pick interest, down payment. Again, if they provoke it, don't bring it up. Term, and monthly amount. I didn't even bring up, you can do 5 technically. But try to stick it within the seesaw or 3 or the quadrant of 4. Now, I promised you a discounted ticket. This year's event is going to be absolutely amazing. First time back in the ballroom for the summit. First time for the QLS was in September. You can go to smartrealestatecoach.com/50 off, 50 off, and get your ticket for 50% off. Now, be sure to, when you're checking out, add the VIP day. What we did behind the scenes in closed doors in what we call the associate only development day, again, was amazing, and we don't film that. We just don't. It's too private. We go too deep. And people walked up to us at the end. I had 2 students in tears, 2, who I've known for a long time. This is what I mean by life-changing. And so if you're ever in your lifetime have wondered, oh, I wonder if I could be like that person, or I wonder if I could time it like that person, or you read books and you see that people have created fortunes. This is the market to create fortunes in real estate. I haven't seen it in 31 years. In the past 50 years, we haven't had the affordability problem we're having more than twice. This is the 3rd time. I could go on and on. You're going to want to be at the Wicked Smart Summit on March 29th and 30th and 31st for the VIP day. The event is listed at wickedsmartsummit.com, and that'll begin to populate more and more. But for now, go to your special link for 50% off, smartrealestatecoach.com/50 off. We'll see you there.